All right, so this is the GUSGU G910 camera. It's a webcam with a built-in ring light around the perimeter. You can see it there. That has 6 different settings, and it also has a privacy shutter built in. It's got a 1/4 20 mount on the bottom and a fixed USB-A cable. So we're gonna have a look at that camera, and we're gonna actually do something different today. I actually have the kind of Meta Ray-Ban glasses that I'm gonna use to film the unboxing and a couple shots of the camera just to see how that turns out. It's not quite 1920 wide, so I have to upscale a little bit. But let's start out with kind of the unboxing of the camera, then we'll move on to other aspects. All right, so this is the GUSGU QHD webcam, the G910, just so you can see what it looks like. The box itself is pretty nice, I would say. It's got some specs on the back of it. You can see that it's got a 25 to 30 FPS frame rate. Brightness settings, works for Windows and Mac. Angle of the lens or the field of view is 80 degrees, which I like. I like 78 or 80 degrees typically. It is a 2K camera, so it's 2560 by 1440p. So these are all kind of things that I expected when I got it. All right, so let's open this up. So now I've got the camera box here. And just to slide out our camera, you can see it's got a nice special gift for me. That's lovely. And our camera itself, you can look at it. It's got a kind of a silver base, a cover which I'll take off, and a fixed USB-A cable on the back of it with a nice kind of cable management strap on there. The base looks like it moves, kind of a loud base, and it will pivot, tilt up and down a little bit, and it's got a privacy shutter on it as well as light controls that you can see with that kind of fingerprint style icon there. And I forgot to mention that the packaging also comes with a USB-A to USB-C adapter, which is this guy right here. It's in a nice kind of chrome version. Okay, so those are all the things that were in the box for the camera. Now, why don't we have a look at the default image of the camera, kind of from what I would normally use with my studio lighting. Okay, so this is the GUSGU G910 webcam with integrated ring light, and you're also hearing its microphone built in to the GUSGU G910 webcam with integrated ring light. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, so I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with everything with maybe the exception of the microphone, but the camera is doing pretty well in kind of my default framing with default lights. Let's have a look at the camera itself and the different lighting modes. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit the finger tap icon here on this one touchpad capacitive button, and you'll see it goes to lower level light, then medium, then high. If I keep touching it, it will go to kind of the warm white light, which is probably, I went from maybe 5 or 5500 kelvins to maybe 3000 kelvins, low level, medium, and the high level light. And I can turn it off. Now, why don't we have a look at, what those lights do? And I'm going to turn off all of my kind of lights that are firing at me, with the exception of my monitors that have kind of the dark blue Windows bloom. Okay, so just before we start with the no light or low light kind of recording environment, this is what my room looks like right now. All you see are the kind of Windows 11 dark blooms that are firing towards me. No lights at my face. Nothing behind me to speak of. This is it. Alright, so now I'm on the GUSGU G910 with no lights whatsoever except for maybe my monitor lights about a meter or so from my face. I'm in dark mode on Windows 2, so not much in terms of monitor lights. But this has the light in its first phase of the kind of white 5000 kelvins. I'm going to go up one level. This is what the medium light looks like. Again, no other lights on me whatsoever. The medium light on the GUSGU on the GUSGU G910, and this is level 3 in terms of the GUSGU G910 for its lighting. So just trying that out. Now I'm going to go to the warm lights with default settings. So this is warm light number 1 or stop 1 on the GUSGU G910. This is the warm light number 2 or medium setting. And this is the third setting on the warm light with the GUSGU G910. And just to prove I don't have any lights on me, I'm going to now turn everything off. So this is the GUSGU G910 with 0 lights, no ring light, anything, to see its ultimate low light performance. And the only blue light is coming at me because I've got the Windows bloom, which is kind of a dark blue screen for my monitors hitting my face, hence the very bluish kind of violet look in terms of my face and what I am lit at, because that's the only light that I have on me at the moment. Okay, so now that you've seen all the different kind of lighting configuration options and what they look like running, let's have a look at what it looks like on my monitor itself. Okay, and just to show what the webcam looks like on top of a monitor, again, this is the GUSGU G910. Let's have a look at what it looks like running on my monitor itself, kind of with the microphone a bit away from my mouth, so you can kind of see and hear what it sounds like kind of in its normal environment, normal mode, with decent lighting firing at me. In terms of tuning the settings, I don't think I would do too much with this one. It actually looks pretty decent with my normal lighting. Again, the lights are about 5,000 kelvins. I have a key light here that's just to the kind of to the left of the webcam, and a fill light to the right that's more or less about 2 meters to my right in the corner of my room for a minor fill. But I think it actually looks surprisingly good, the GUSGU camera. I mean, the one thing I might turn down a little bit would be maybe make it a bit more contrasty. That was too much. Actually, no, I'm just going to keep it. So the default settings in this camera are pretty good. So I'm pretty surprised at how decent this one looks, again, for its relatively low price point, and given that it's got a built-in ring light. That's the GUSGU G910, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Like, just given that I've never heard of this company, it was always kind of in the top 10 to 20 list of Amazon, and you know, for under $40, I paid $36 for it. This video is completely unsponsored. It was a really good deal, so I was impressed. I thought the settings were good out of the box. If you're using the ring light, which is good in terms of backup, if you don't have decent lighting on you like I've got in my case, then that ring light's going to come in handy with maybe your overhead lights in addition to that ring light firing at you, so you get decent lighting with it. You'll want to play with that, obviously, and look at saturation and some of those values when you've got that light on, because you could see that I was pretty unsaturated with that white light, and I was kind of pink when I had the kind of orangier, amber kind of warm white light. So you're going to want to play with that a bit to get that kind of dialed in perfectly. But I think this is a really good camera, given its price point at around $36 that I paid, or $39 currently on Amazon. And, you know, it's pretty much got what you need. It's got the camera, the light, and the microphone built in. You might want to pair it with an external microphone, maybe a USB, decent condenser microphone, or a lapel mic, if you didn't like the way the audio sounded, if you prefer, for example, the way this audio sounds right now. But this camera was pretty good. And the other thing, kind of curious to see how my my Ray-Ban Meta glasses did in terms of the shooting the B-roll and kind of the unboxing. Let me know what you thought of that, if I should continue it. I've got to upscale some of that footage because it kind of comes out as vertical footage from the two different cameras. But if you got value from the video, be sure to give me a like. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you again soon.